day, it's Lee Spirit here from mindfulnaturenut.com, which is my website, blog, shop, and meditation channel packed with free resources for living a more mindful life in body, mind, and spirit. I love to make nature my go-to place for healing the soul so I can live happily and healthily and fulfill my true purpose in life and working with my full potential. And that's what this meditation is all about today, your future potential. And what better place to meditate than at gorgeous Yellowstone National Park in the USA, at the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, by this incredible rushing waterfall. In this exercise, I'll share how mindfulness can help you become however you want to be, rather than simply reacting to the stressors of work, news, and responsibilities. By now, you're probably feeling a little more comfortable with mindfulness practice, and you may also feel the potential of what mindfulness can do for you. For example, what would it be like if you weren't worried about work or your mortgage, or feeling overwhelmed all of the time, or feeling tired from all of your chores? What if instead of feeling overwhelmed, bored, or stressed, you were able to step back and say, oh, okay, that's overwhelm. Or, oh, okay, that's worry. Okay, that's just stress. I got this. Rather than saying, I am stressed, rather than feeling as though you're in the middle of it all, instead just recognizing that, okay, that's a thought or that's a feeling. For some of you, that may sound weird or crazy woo-woo, and you may well think, yeah, but you don't know my crazy situation. And you're right, I don't. But remember, it's really important to see that this practice of mindfulness takes time for change to happen, but change does happen. For people who are successful at what they do, it's a habit of a lifetime, or at least a habit of a good few years. We're not just talking about doing better at work or feeling less stressed. This is about living on your own terms. This is about choosing how awake and present you want to be for the life that you're living right now. This is about enhancing your presence, your wisdom, your compassion, and your effect on the world inside of you and outside of you, to the absolute best of your ability. How do you want to be when you're older? Mindful. Every time you realize you're distracted and you're taking the time to acknowledge it, something is changing, not only in thoughts and consciousness, but also in the brain itself. If you experience stress, overwhelm, or anxiety a lot, then it will be really uncomfortable, and you'll probably want to get as far away from it as possible. And that's understandable, but it's also really important to acknowledge that you can't stop anxiety. Everyone's tried it, and it doesn't work. What you can do is develop a different type of relationship to it, where you eventually feel at ease with it, and potentially can even start to embrace it as a way of further understanding the mind. So as you move through your day to day, remember that idea of being aware, simply being aware, being present for the sensations in your body. Whenever you remember to do this, it's quite an amazing thing because all of a sudden you're actually present. Again, it's as though you cut the negative feedback loop. You step out of the loop of thinking, which fuels the emotions of stress and overwhelm, and instead you're actually present with your body and what you're doing. On the one hand, it's very ordinary, and yet on the other hand, it's an extraordinary feeling because we experience it so rarely. Just remembering to be present. Simply being aware. Excellent. Well done. So to recap, if you experience stress, overwhelm, or anxiety a lot, then it will be really uncomfortable, and you'll probably want to get as far away from it as possible, and that's understandable. But it's also really important to acknowledge that you can't stop anxiety. Everyone's tried it, and it doesn't work. What you can do is develop a different type of relationship to it, where you eventually feel at ease with it, and potentially can even start to embrace it as a way of further understanding the mind. So as you move through your day-to-day, remember that idea of being aware. Simply being aware, being present for the sensations in your body. A great way to develop more presence and awareness is to be out in nature, like next to this beautiful waterfall. See yourself as the waterfall, full of potential at the top of the falls, just waiting, and then releasing that potential energy as the water rushes and flows down the mountain. I hope some of this has been useful for you, and thank you for your mindfulness. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next video. And please hit the subscribe button, the red button on the right of the screen, and you'll be notified of each new video. You don't want to miss these. Take care.